Discover the untold story of Paul Volcker, the man who safeguarded America's future, leaving a legacy that transcends numbers. Welcome to a journey through the legacy of an unsung hero, a man whose decisions transformed the American economy and secured the future for generations to come. Today, we delve into the life and impact of Paul Adolph Volcker, the man who saved America from the grips of economic turmoil. We'll explore the historical context, the challenges he faced, and the lasting influence of his tenure as the chairman of the Federal Reserve. This is a tale of dedication, sacrifice, and a legacy that extends far beyond numbers. So, without further ado, let's begin. The birth of economic instability. Our story begins with a man named Jim von Braun, a regular American who, like many, found himself suffering due to the high interest rates of the late 1970s. Unemployment, recession, and desperation became his reality, and he blamed one man for it all: Paul Adolph Volcker. To von Braun, the Federal Reserve was an illegitimate institution controlled by a select group with their own agenda. He was determined to put an end to it. As Jim von Braun attempts to take matters into his own hands, we witness the challenge of penetrating the highly secure Federal Reserve Building, a symbol of the financial fortress Paul Volcker was tasked with defending. Jim's encounter with security guards serves as a reminder that the fight to change the economic landscape is real, and it won't be easy. The birth of the Federal Reserve. To truly understand Paul Volcker's legacy, we must go back in time, to a point where America was a rapidly growing industrial superpower in the late 19th century. The United States was unique in its decentralization, with each state holding considerable autonomy and no central bank. It was a system that worked well when banks were isolated and small, and their failures had minimal impact. The Panic of 1907 marked a turning point. Banks began to feel interconnected, and the fear of one bank's failure led to panic. The United States realized the need for an agency with an unlimited supply of money to prevent such a crisis from spreading like wildfire. This was the birth of the Federal Reserve, a central bank that became the lender of last resort. The Bretton Woods Agreement. In 1944, on the picturesque grounds of Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, delegates gathered for the United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference. It was a pivotal moment in history, as the world sought to establish a new global currency system in the wake of World War II. The Bretton Woods Agreement, named after this iconic location, gave birth to a revolutionary monetary framework. Under this agreement, the US dollar became the linchpin of the global financial system, tied to gold, while other nations' currencies were pegged to the dollar. The Federal Reserve, once a national entity, had now become a de facto central bank for the entire world, tasked with maintaining the stability of the international monetary system. This new order had a significant conflict of interest, as the Federal Reserve had a dual mandate: to stimulate employment domestically while adhering to the Bretton Woods Agreement's commitment. The tensions created by these conflicting objectives would lay the groundwork for the challenges faced by the Federal Reserve and its leaders in the years to come: the Great Society and inflation. The 1960s saw the United States embarking on ambitious social programs known as the Great Society under President Lyndon Johnson. These programs led to massive government spending, and the resulting budget deficit pushed inflation to unprecedented levels. To combat rising prices, the Federal Reserve considered raising interest rates, which would create a short-term recession. However, President Johnson exerted pressure to prevent this, illustrating the delicate balance between an independent Federal Reserve and political influence. The end of the gold standard. In 1971, President Nixon's decision to remove the United States from the gold standard marked a pivotal moment in economic history. It not only gave the Federal Reserve greater control over the money supply, but also signaled the end of an era defined by fixed exchange rates. The world was transitioning to a new monetary system, and the Federal Reserve's role as a global central bank was evolving. This move had far-reaching consequences, setting the stage for Paul Volcker's arrival and the challenges he would face in the years to come. The arrival of Paul Volcker. Paul Volcker's appointment as chairman of the Federal Reserve in 1979 was met with both hope and skepticism. A man with an impressive academic background and a career spanning various financial institutions, he brought a wealth of experience to the position. With the American economy in turmoil, Volcker stepped into a role that would test his mettle and shape his legacy as a central banker. Tackling inflation. As Paul Volcker took the helm of the Federal Reserve, he faced the daunting task of reining in skyrocketing inflation. In October 1979, consumer price inflation was exceeding 12%, and confidence in the economy was at an all-time low. Volcker knew that addressing expectations was as vital as implementing actual policy changes. He introduced a unique strategy to control the money supply and curb inflation. This unorthodox approach would send a strong message to the market that the Federal Reserve was ready to tackle the crisis head-on. The price of courage. Paul Volcker's courageous actions did not come without a price. Opposition and resistance to his policies were fierce. He even survived an attempted hostage situation, highlighting the intensity of the challenges he faced. Renowned economist Milton Friedman had predicted Volcker's failure, and by 1983, it appeared that he might be right. The United States had entered a severe recession, and pressure from various quarters continued to mount. Despite it all, Paul Volcker remained resolute in his mission, unwavering in his commitment to restore economic stability, even if it meant short-term pain. The triumph over inflation. Paul Volcker's resolve and dedication paid off. Over the course of his tenure, inflation was halved, and the American economy enjoyed a period of prosperity unlike any seen before. Volcker's leadership left an indelible mark on the nation's economic landscape, and the credibility of the United States was fully restored. His unwavering commitment to making tough decisions in the face of adversity set an example for future leaders and underlined the importance of long-term vision and integrity. A legacy beyond numbers. The legacy of Paul Volcker transcends mere numbers. His decisive actions and unyielding commitment to anchoring inflation expectations set the stage for decades of sustained economic growth. In today's world of economic uncertainties and mounting inflation, we can draw inspiration from the man who saved America and learn from his example. Paul Adolf Volcker's legacy stands as a testament to the enduring impact of strong leadership, integrity, and decisions that reach far beyond statistical figures. In the end, Paul Volcker's legacy extends far beyond numbers. His courageous decisions and steadfast commitment to anchoring inflation expectations were pivotal in securing America's economic future. As we navigate today's economic challenges, let us draw inspiration from the man who saved America and left a lasting imprint on the nation's financial landscape. Paul Adolf Volcker, a true American hero. If you found this video informative, then don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in our next video.